How's it going, everyone? John Cope again from Cope Racing Transmissions. Welcome back to the CRT channel. This episode, we have behind us is the Casper-matic transmission that we are using for testing. Our valve body gaskets for the new trans-brake valve body that I designed for the E4OD 4R100 finally came in, so I will be able to put the gaskets on here and dyno test the transmission, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put the valve body in this transmission with the new gaskets. I'll show you how that goes. I also got our brand new pressure regulator spring. I'll show you how that goes in. So stick around and we'll put this thing back together and on the transmission dyno, and you'll be here to see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and pull this pump out. We have to get to the pressure regulator valve and spring and boost sleeve. And unlike a Chrysler, which is all in the valve body, in this transmission it's all in the pump. So I'm going to go ahead and rip this pump out. We're going to swap over to the Sonic style boost valve, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you our top secret 220 psi pressure regulator spring. Yeah, you don't need a tool to get the pump out of these. All right, the pressure regulator system. Let me point this camera down a little bit more. The pressure regulator is right in here. So we're going to pull that out. All right, there is the snap ring. Here's the boost sleeve and valve, which is on the inside. Then there's the pressure regulator spring, and then inside, let's see if I can get that out, is the boost spring. This is the boost spring. We're going to leave the boost spring alone. And this Sonics kit comes with a stronger spring, which we're not going to use, but it does have a nice updated boost valve and sleeve. So if first we'll look at the spring. If you look at the stock spring, I hope you can see that. Next to the Sonic spring, yeah, the Sonic spring is a little bit thicker. It may have one less coil, I didn't count it. And it's a little bit stronger. We already tried this spring And I think we got maybe like a 20 PSI increase, which wasn't enough. And the stock one is nowhere near enough. So I had made, I got a few samples here of what I'm hoping is gonna, I know it'll bring up the pressure quite a bit. I just don't know how much until, where's the sonic spring? Did you see that? The coil is much more apart, less coils, much thicker wire. I'm hoping that this pressure regulator spring is going to give us our 200 to 220. I don't know that, but that's why we're going to test it. So I already tested it on there. We're going to put that in there. And then the factory boost sleeve. And if it's got two boost circuits. It's got one here, and then it's got one on top. The top one's for reverse boost, and this one is just for a regular boost. Maybe you can tell that the regular boost has more land on the valve, which is going to give it more boost. And that's the one I'm using for my switched, the switched high-low. So we're going to see if that works. Plus, this has O-rings on here to keep any of the oil from blowing past, which is a nice setup. So we're going to see how that works. So the CRT spring is in there, the boost spring is in there, the stock boost spring, and then we're going to put this in there and put it back together and see how she works. I'm definitely going to have to get Lucas to help me with this because that spring is a lot stronger. We got it in there. Me and Lucas got it in there. It was tight, but it's definitely a two-man process. You're going to have one guy hold the spring in there, and you're going to have another guy put the snap ring in. You're not going to do it by yourself. It's just not going to happen. So it's in there. My CRT spring with the Sonics boost sleeve and valve, and we're going to go ahead get this back in. I'm going to put the bearing on the back with a little trans gel, and I'm going to look at my case here. I'm pretty sure my drum didn't come out. We'll find out once I go put the pump in. If the pump tightens up all the way and the shaft is still free, then it's in all the way. If I tighten up the pump and the shaft is not free, then I have to take it back out again. So let's get it in there. I'll use a Phillips, a big Phillips for a guide to help me set it in there. Get extension this time. Yeah, it's not in all the way because I can see it's pressing. All right, so we got to take it back out. I've been down this road before. See? There it is. That came out, so we're going to tilt this up a little bit more so the gravity works with us. Go ahead and sneak this back on. Put the clutches back in, because all it takes is one of these clutches to come out, and then it's not seated in all the way. What's Lucas got cooking?
Doing the valve body round things. Block off the TV valve.
Okay. I hear both lines ringing. Hope Lucas gets it, because I got my hands full and full of oil. The phones always seem to be ringing a lot when I'm in a transmission or recording for a YouTube episode. Whoop, I'm sorry. I should have tilted this up. I'll do it now. Yeah, okay. Put our pump gasket back on. Now, if I'm gentle, this should go in no prob. We're going to go to a top bolt. Wait a minute, where's the bottom? I can't see. There it is, okay. Find the hole. I'm off. I'm off. Where am I? There. 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 Okay. I got it. I got it. I got it. input shaft spins, which I know it will. Oh yeah. Okay. Put the rest of our pump bolts in. Then I'm going to flip this upside down, move the camera around, and we're going to put the valve body with the valve body gaskets on here. And then once that's on, we'll take this over to the transmission dyno. Lucas already took off the 46RE, which we always keep there, is off the dyno, and this will go on. This one will be will be going on. I want to show you a few things. This is the size of the check ball that's originally in these transmissions, and it's also the big one that we use in torque flights. That is the size of the ball, which is a 1/2 inch. Is going to be for our third gear and our trans brake. When you go to put the valve body in, this is not instructions, but while I have it here, I'm just going to go over a couple things. Take off the stock valve body, discard all the check balls, but you do not want to discard the high pressure relief ball and spring that goes in the case. Now, sometimes you'll find that these have an updated version of that from Sonics or Transco or whatever. It doesn't matter which one you run. Let me focus in a little closer. You can run the stock one, you can run the Transco one, you can run the Sonics one, it doesn't matter. These are the separator plate gaskets. And I tell you what, are these things nice. They don't feel like paper. They almost feel like they're part paper and part leather. They're really, really nice. The gaskets, there's two of them. There's a case gasket and a valve body gasket. And it doesn't matter which one goes on. You can put them either way because the gaskets are identically the same. So the linkage is on, the high pressure blow off is on. You are going to remove the intermediate servo and discard it. Nothing is going to go in there. And I'm actually putting this on for the very first time. Let's see how these things fit. Nice, very nice. Only the holes in here are the holes that are needed for the trans brake valve body. So we're going to put the one gasket on. We're going to put the separator plate on. And we're going to put another gasket on. Nice. And then put our little plate. Now, with any E4 or 04 or E4OD or 4R100, you leave these bolts loose, you're going to have a low reverse problem, and you're going to have a lubrication problem because the lubrication circuit comes up here. Look at that. Is that nice or what? Ooh, yeah. All right. We're going to take our big ball. And we're going to stick it in the valve body. I'm going to put a little tranny gel on it, because it will come out. Only one check ball that goes right there where you see the trans gel. I'm going to ask you to excuse the crudity of this valve body. It was basically a homemade from scratch kind of a deal. The ones that are going to be in production are going to be way nicer. They're going to be like our other valve bodies. They're going to be a work of art. So I'm going to go ahead and get the valve body on. I got to go find the solenoid pack, and then I'll come back and put the trans brake valve body on, the trans brake solenoid and everything. I see you already forgot the manual valve. Like a dummy. Where's my manual valve? There it is. Got the valve body in, solenoid pack, the trans brake solenoid on. Show you what we got cooking. All I gotta do is put the oil pan back on. I'm gonna test the solenoids to make sure that they click. The filter's off of 5R. 110, I think is the name of that trans. I wish I had something shorter. Gotta use this big, huge pan. But it's all back together. The gaskets are on. Time to go to the dyno. Well, that spring did it. We got our 200. The lowest it was 200. The highest it goes is, when we rev it up, is about 210. Depending on the gear, was 215. I'm very happy with that. Very pleased. So the spring did. Boy, I hit the spring on the head. It was a shot in the dark, and I'm like, I counted the coils and the thickness. I'm like, it's got to be at least this. So the spring is dead on. So I'm very happy about that. The valve body gaskets seem to work really good. It's time to find a truck. I thought I had one lined up, but I don't remember the details on it. I want to find a gas truck first. Maybe something that runs at least into the 10s to see how all this, how everything works out in a fast vehicle. And then once it does, we're gonna test it out in a diesel. I have to get a different case for that, but so thanks for watching, you guys. I'm very happy, very pleased. Everything is really coming along. The only testing that we really have to do now is, my camera's moving every time I hit the. All we need to do now is get in a truck and do some real world testing. So you Ford guys, it ain't gonna be long now. A lot of the RD is behind us. We know we got a working valve body, and now we gotta just get some passes underneath our belt. Thanks for watching. Mopar to ya. We'll see you on the next one.
Why don't you take that piece of shit back to the junkyard?